everybody? Ryan M Entertainment back for a brand new video. This time we're going to be reacting to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Ray Borg for the UFC, I almost said bantamweight, flyweight championship. Of course, if Demetrius Johnson does win this fight, I farted, he will move on to fight. Or not, oh my god, not he will move on. He will move on to being the sole holder of the record for most title defenses in UFC history. Here we go. You gotta wonder who Demetrius Johnson would fight next if he does get past Ray Borg, and you gotta take into consideration just how big this is. You gotta wonder if Demetrius Johnson is feeling any nerves early on that he's gotta calm. Does he want to get out of here quickly? Does he want to make this more entertaining because it is such a big deal to him that he is finally going to set this record? So maybe he will try and go for the finish. Will he get sloppy or will he play it as clean as he does every other fight? A lot of people could make the easy argument, and it would not have much argument against it, that Demetrius Johnson is an all-time great. Perhaps the greatest of all time. Boom. Anyway, about 50 seconds in, not much action thus far. Ooh, DJ goes for a high kick there. Demetrius is throwing a lot more strike attempts, but Borg tried to close some distance there. Borg is switching stances just a couple times already. Goes for an uppercut, does not land for Borg. Johnson with a nice kick to the gut / midsection. I don't know why I always call it the gut. Another one, but this time Borg tries to catch it, and Demetrius Johnson takes him down. Now he's working with a couple shots to the side of the head, trying to loosen him up and perhaps go for a rear naked choke. Demetrius Johnson is just too great to make mistakes against, but Ray Borg does get some separation, and they are back on the feet. Borg looking to close some distance now. Borg now going for the takedown, but DJ not having it. He gets to the cage. Now Johnson just sitting on the back of Ray Borg. Funnily enough, he really is just sitting on the back. And now Borg trying to get something out of this. I would just let this go and try and get back on the feet, as Borg is just not in a good position. One slick move by Demetrius. Oh, and okay. Borg does work back to the feet. He's still got the leg grasp, but can he take down Demetrius? It's going to be very hard to do. Johnson again gets back in the same position, and like I said, one slick move, and Demetrius can take the back. I don't even know if I got that out. Halfway through the round now, and Ray Borg may have just given up his back. Demetrius is in a very good position, and once again is working on some head strikes to try and loosen up Borg. Second time already in this first round that Borg has found himself in this position. And I thought for a second Demetrius might get an underhook, but instead Borg surrenders guard, or pulls guard. You might want to say he's got him in half guard. Definitely a better spot than being in and almost having your back taken, I would say. So Demetrius just holding him down. Borg pressed up against the floor with nowhere to go. Think of all the great fighters who have tried and failed to take out Demetrius. The Henry Cejudos, the Joseph Benavidez's, the Wilson Reyes's. If I said, or Reese, I forget how to say it. I'm fucking up. Anyway, but yes, great fighters like that. Interestingly enough, TJ Dillashaw was offered this fight, but it ended up being Borg who got out. I'm not sure exactly on how that ended up happening, but nonetheless, this is the fight we got. It did get pushed back a month, but it is happening right now. With a minute left to go in round number 1, it's been all Demetrius Johnson so far. You gotta wonder if there were any nerves by Johnson. He has clearly put them in the back of his mind, because he is putting in work as he always does. Johnson trying hard to step over and get full mount. Borg trying to pull a guillotine, it looks like. But now Johnson Got him stuck. Maybe he's trying to trap that arm, and he does, and he's just elbowing to the side of Ray Borg's head, but I think Ray Borg might be getting his other hand up in there. And Borg tried to scramble. Johnson almost took full mount. Now it looks like he's in full guard, but Johnson just working. Now he's in half guard. Demetrius Johnson is just so damn good. And that is the end of round number 1. All Demetrius Johnson. Pretty much, I think I could say confidently. I think I could say that with some strong evidence to support me that Demetrius Johnson basically was all him in that first round. Gotta wonder how Ray Borg will react to that as fighting from behind against one of the best, and especially somebody who's been so dominant at this weight class. Does it get into your psyche? Does it make you headhunt, perhaps, or get desperate very early on? It's got to be at least a little intimidating, even for the highest level of athletes, to go in there against somebody like Demetrius Johnson. He has just done so great against every fighter in the division who has stepped up to him. Round number 2 is about to get underway. I have to sneeze. And here we go. Feeling out process is underway. Borg went to jump, and now he's trying to clinch with Johnson, perhaps going for a takedown. Borg just shoving Demetrius up against the cage, but Johnson lands a nice knee right to the midsection, and another one, a couple right to the rib cage, the side of Ray Borg. Now Johnson switches, and now he's pushing Ray Borg up against the cage. Demetrius Johnson just so good. This man could possibly be flyweight champion until he just passes away, because he is just that damn good, honestly. Although Ray Borg might be working a guillotine here. Nice hand fighting though from Demetrius Johnson, and no danger now as soon as I say it. Borg does switch position back though. Now he is pushing Johnson against the cage. So back and forth we go. Borg takes down Johnson. But can he work? Or will Johnson immediately get back up? And he does. But Ray Borg pulls him right back down. Ray Borg taking the back! Demetrius has got to fight. And he does a good job shaking him. Oh my god. Demetrius is amazing. What a move. He went from having his back taken, standing up, to full mount. Or not full mount, excuse me. Full guard. In seconds. He shook him off and flipped right around. What? Oh my god. Now he's in half guard. Ray Borg is just trying to hold him. It's like, what do you even do against that? Perhaps one of his best moves from the whole fight, and Johnson just shakes it off. Johnson looking to get full mount here. Oh, and he is eating some shots, it looks like. About 2 minutes left to go in this second round of this 5-round championship fight. And Johnson trying to hold Borg down. He is hungry to pass Anderson Silva's record. This man will be talked about years after he retires as just one of the greats. A lot of these guys would be champions in any other division. But Demetrius Johnson has held them all back, and he's looking to do the same to Ray Borg tonight with 1:20 left to go in round number 2. They are on their feet. Johnson pushing Borg up against the cage. And he quickly takes him down. Borg holding on to Demetrius' head for dear life, but Johnson. Borg is forced to let go. Johnson is in side control. Ray Borg is looking to fight out of it. Total strikes, 62 for Demetrius Johnson. Ray Borg, 1. 1 total strike. Yeah. Anyway, Johnson. Ooh, throws a knee. Borg is on his knees, and Johnson looks to sprawl. He's trying to take the back. Now up against the cage, throwing some strikes at Borg. Demetrius. Throws some shoulder strikes. He's got a sitting Borg, literally just pushed up against the cage. Oh, and Borg trying to throw some up kicks. And that is the end of round number 2. All Demetrius Johnson. There was 1 second. Actually, Borg did get a couple takedowns. He didn't do a lot of work, though, so how significant will they be? But Demetrius, just for a split second, looked to be in a world of trouble. And with this motion, threw Ray Borg off of him. What do you even do against that? What do you even do against something that just looks that easy? That is not something you're supposed to be able to make look easy when a guy is taking your back while you're standing up. But he shook him off. And fell right into full mount. Not full mount, full guard. And I even paused to give myself an extra second to make sure I was saying the right word, and I still did. Unbelievable. Round number 3 about to kick off. Now you really got to wonder where the psyche of Ray Borg is. He knows he's either got to win 3 straight rounds or get the finish, because I don't see him winning either of those rounds. Even with the 2 takedowns, he did not do a lot of work with them. Johnson ended up with top position for most of that. Oh, Johnson lands a nice strike. Lands a punch right to the head. Now we're circling. Johnson goes through for another one of those midsection kicks. Borg grabs the leg, trying to pull down Demetrius. Johnson's still on his feet, though, up against the cage now. Borg pushing Demetrius. And again, we're back in that same position where Borg is trying to grab on the leg, and Johnson just basically sits on his back. Not really allowing Borg to do anything, and then throws a couple of strikes to the midsection smartly. And Johnson does get out of it. Good scramble there, and now he ends up in a dominant position once again. A minute in to the 3rd round. It is on display why Demetrius might be the greatest fighter in UFC history. Not only pound for pound right now, just the best. Borg trying everything in his power to reverse momentum, but Demetrius has got side control. Throwing some knees to the midsection. Ray Borg is doing everything to hold his head down so he cannot do a lot of work, but Johnson tries to trap the arm. Demetrius with some sharp elbows, and now knees to the midsection. Those are going to start piling up, especially in the 4th and 5th, the championship rounds. Just pushing the head of Ray Borg down. Borg does work him into half guard now, though. But Demetrius throwing a lot of knees right to the midsection. He is going to have bruises. And he is going to feel a lot of soreness tomorrow when he wakes up. all down the midsection. He's gonna need some assistance. Johnson still in half guard, but he is working. Borg throws his arm around Johnson's head. Johnson still. Now he's looking to push Borg's head down and perhaps mount him. Johnson tried. Oh, it looks like Borg landed a nice up kick there. And Johnson just settles for full guard for right now. I don't know how well that landed, but it looked like it landed pretty nicely to me. But now Johnson landing some elbows. Clearly not phased. Johnson desperately trying to work out of full guard, and he does. He looks like he is inside control. He is inside control. He still has yet to get in that full mount position, at least long enough to do anything significant with it. But with less than a minute 40 left to go in round number 3, it has still been all Demetrius Johnson. Ray Borg has been on the defensive the entire time. This is just impressive. The number 1, if Demetrius wins this, he'll have beaten the number 1, 2, and 3 ranked contenders, and he is in full mount. Borg is trying desperately to get him out, and he gives up his back. Ray Borg gave up his back, and now Demetrius sitting up against the cage. He's got a minute to work, perhaps put away Ray Borg, but they both know there's about a minute left, both looking up at the clock. Demetrius is sitting up against the cage with Ray Borg right in front of him. He's got his back. A lot of hand fighting going on. Control time. Pretty much 10 minutes for Demetrius Johnson and about 2 minutes for Ray Borg. You heard about the strikes earlier, and now you're hearing about control time, and just you can see from that how dominant Demetrius has been. A scramble there from Borg, and he does get out of the precarious position he was in. I don't know if Borg is consistently trying to go for a guillotine, or if he is just trying to hold Demetrius down so he can do something offensive. But so far, Borg has been on the defense pretty much the whole time. And they stand back up, they're on the feet, and the fists are flying. Demetrius with a takedown. Borg holding the head, now looking at the clock. And that is the end of a 3rd round. We are into the championship round now. Drink off camera. He was landing a lot of strikes to the midsection. No, I'm literally recording. No,
I need you.
No, Mom, seriously.
Can you pause it?
No. Seriously? Unbelievable. So unprofessional, these people. They know. How can you not see the bright ass lights? How do you not see this? How? Like, you have to be able to see it. And then you still just, I hate people. God damn. Rude. Just rude. Don't even knock. Just walk. As we're getting into round number 4. Anyway, back to it. Demetrius Johnson. Here we go. Championship round. Johnson has been in control pretty much the whole time. So, Borg has to do something here, because I don't think he can win a decision. Borg slams Demetrius! That's something that he had to do. At least make it look good. If you're going to take him down, you got to make it look good. Because he's not doing much once he takes him down, but that slam looked like it hurt. Borg looking to pull off a huge upset and really play spoiler with Demetrius Johnson back on his feet. And again, we find ourselves in this position where Borg is just holding on to the leg. And Demetrius is above him. And now Demetrius is completely out of it, on the feet. Now he's pushing down Ray Borg, and we are pretty much back in the same position. About a minute into every round we've been in this position. My phone just fell too. It is bad. It is just, oh my god. This recording is cursed. But Johnson is working. Doesn't look like Demetrius Johnson is cursed. Pretty much the same. Like, there's not much to count. It's a half guard. Like I said, Ray Borg just trying to hold down the head of Demetrius and trying to avoid anything. Demetrius has seen full mount once now. Now a couple strikes. One of them looks like they landed on the back of the head, but even if something was said, I wouldn't be able to hear it because I had the volume all the way turned down. Because y'all don't need to hear Joe Rogan. I'm here. I got y'all. Demetrius fights out of the half guard. He's now in side control. And Ray Borg scrambles. He's on the feet. And Demetrius throws a nice knee. Oh my lord. He's so fast. Everything comes fast and furious with Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Incredible athleticism and just incredible technique by perhaps the greatest of all time. Knees going back and forth now. Johnson's got Borg pressed up against the cage. Johnson looked to land a head strike there. Looked to kick him. Borg trying to spin, but Johnson has got him in a precarious position. But Borg looks to have reversed at least a little bit of momentum. Total strikes 125-11. What do you say? What do you say about that? That just should illustrate to you how dominant Demetrius is. And that can go for a lot of his fights, not just this one. Ray Borg, though, he's still in it. The fight doesn't end until the ref calls it off or the final bell rings. Oh, Johnson just tosses him down. My God. Side control for Demetrius. It looks like he's having his way with Ray Borg, basically, every round. Borg and it's not like Borg isn't trying, because he has done, some impressive stuff that might have taken out some other people. When he took his back in that second round, I think a lot of people would have been finished by something like that, because he looked like he had him fully clinched. But Johnson shook him off, and here we are. With a minute left in round number 4, Demetrius has dominated almost the entire fight. A minute left to go. In round number 4. This is going to be a long recording because it's already about 23 minutes long. We still got a round to go, and then if it goes to a decision, then we'll have to sit there for another 5 minutes. Oh! Johnson almost grabbed the arm, scrambling, and Ray Borg has got Johnson pressed up against the cage now. But can he do anything with it? Now Johnson reverses it, and now he's got Ray Borg pressed up against the cage. And he swings Ray Borg down. What? I don't even know. 20 seconds left to go. In a very familiar position. In a very familiar position, Demetrius Johnson on top of Ray Borg, inside control. Looks like he's setting up for something, but he's not going to have time as the round does end. One round in between history and Demetrius Johnson. Because there ain't no way the judges can score this for Ray Borg. So unless Ray Borg does something phenomenal in round number 5, does something that I don't think we've seen in a Demetrius Johnson fight from anybody but Demetrius Johnson, then we are looking at the sole record holder for the most title defenses by a UFC champion. Ray Borg better start grinding. He's got 5 minutes to play spoiler. Can he do it? Demetrius looks ready. Ray Borg. I don't know what to say about that. He's just there. Round 5 is underway officially. Maybe Ray Borg will try and keep it on the feet now. I mean, I would try and keep it on the feet if I was Ray Borg at this point. And there we go. Demetrius Johnson takes him down as I say that. Side control. Near the edge of the cage. Very familiar position. Either half guard or side control pretty much this entire fight. Trying to throw some elbows. Ray Borg tries to scramble. He does get him out of that position. And now it looks like he might have got him. He does have him in half guard. Up against the cage though. Ray Borg doesn't look like he's giving up though. So you got to give him credit for that. But Johnson just got him pushed up. It's just been so dominant. And not even in the way of like just like straight up beating his ass, but in the way of like he's just outdone him in every aspect of the fight. Borg trying to take Johnson down. Johnson swings out of it though. We're back on the feet. 3:30 left, and Johnson takes him back down again. Witnessing greatness. The pound for pound #1. Mighty Mouse inside control. How many times have I said that? In 5 rounds. And we ain't done yet. 27 minutes into the video though. Full mount. Demetrius. And Ray Borg might be giving up his back here. Ray Borg does look to be giving up his back here. No, Ray Borg with a great scramble there. Credit to Borg. Johnson just shakes him back down. And he looks to take the back now. 2:30 left. You gotta feel like Johnson wants the finish. You feel like he's working for the finish. He is not just working to survive. He has worked to get a submission in here. Because he was going for it. Borg just did a really good job of shaking it off. 2:10 left. Johnson trying to drag Ray Borg back down as they are both on the feet, but Johnson is holding on to the waist of Ray Borg. And he swings him down. He's got the arm bar. It is done. Oh my God. Just tap, Ray. Just tap. Oh, I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Just tap, Ray. Oh my God. That's an ugly. Yeah, there you go. Demetrius Johnson finishes off Ray Borg with 1:45 left. And that is the GOAT. What else do you got to say about it? That's the GOAT. Ray Borg did everything. And so much respect to that guy. He didn't even look bad in the fight. It's just Demetrius looks so great. Congratulations to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson on a legendary performance. And a legendary, historic win. Ray Borg did not go down without a fight. It's just, in every way possible, it looked like Demetrius Johnson was just so much more technical. And it was just insane. He tossed him up, almost like a German suplex, and then just put in one of the nastiest arm bars I've ever seen in my life. He had his entire arm bent the wrong way. And Borg was just trying to flail out of it. And it made it look so much more ugly. And he held him in it for a good minute before Borg finally submitted. Much respect to Demetrius and Ray. Very entertaining fight. That was ugly, that submission. I couldn't even watch near the end because he just would not tap. I like had the part where his arm was covered up, but I was trying to like see if he tapped out yet. Like literally, it was a toss-up armbar. That's all I can call that. Is a toss. He tossed him up, and on his way down, grabbed him into an armbar. What do you even do with that? How do you stop that? Like, what do you even do? Anyways, that is going to do it. We don't need to hear the decision, thankfully, and I'm going to cut this off at 31 minutes. Jesus Christ. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you enjoyed, as always, make sure you absolutely wreck that like and subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Make sure to stay tuned. We are going to be reacting to the main event fight between Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee. See y'all there. Peace out.